Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to Coding Techniques. So in this video we will work with the line chart using Chartjs. So let's check it out how this can be done, and before jumping to that I want to tell you that if you have not seen the first part of this application series, then go and please watch it. The link is out there in the description of the previous part, and also it is available on the top right corner on the I button. It is also available. If you click on that, it will redirect you to that particular part 1 of this video. Alright, and if you're new to this channel and you're watching this video for the first time, kindly subscribe to the channel. And if you do not know how to create in an Ionic app, then link is out there in the description. It will help you to create a new application from scratch, and then if you want to build this design, then you can follow up the previous video which I have already shared the link in the description and at the top right corner. So with this, let's get started with our line chart using Chartjs. So now in order to use the line chart, I have to install the Chartjs, and for that I'll be using this plugin chart npm I Chartjs. I'll just copy this up. So this is the latest version which is available. I'll just paste it out here, and once it is pasted, I'll hit -- save. I'll append this up -- save, and then I'll hit enter. So now you can see this is installed in our system and we are good to use it right now. So I'll go to the home page, and within this, where it is, yeah, within this column of size 12, I'm going to pass a canvas, or which is an HTML tag actually. Out here I'm going to pass an identifier called line canvas, and I'll be using it in my TypeScript to work on it. So in the TypeScript I'm going to use the @viewChild. So let's do it, @viewChild. Within that I'm going to pass the identifier line canvas. Property name will be line canvas only. That will be easier to understand, and I'll be using element ref to reference to that particular element, and it will be imported from Angular core. Similarly, we'll import the @viewChild also and move it at the top. Alright, once that is done, I'll work with another lifecycle called ng after view init, which will be called after our ng on init, and which determines that our view is initialized or view is ready, then only it will work. So out here I can pass a console so that it can be understandable when it is getting called. So ng after view init. Alright, similarly I'll pass a console out here also in the ng on init so that you can differentiate both of it. Alright, so now within this ng after view init, I'm going to pass a function which will be called line chart method, and let's work on that now. After my segment changed, let me declare it up, line chart method, and within this I'm going to work with the line chart property which I have already declared, and within this I'm going to initialize the chart. So new chart, and we need to import this chart now. So what I'll do, I'll import it from import chart from chart.js/auto. Alright, now you can see the error is gone, so we are able to use it right now. And this line chart property we haven't defined, so let's declare it out here of type any. That's great. Now within this we will pass all the values that we need to work with. Alright, so out here at first I'm going to pass this dot line canvas dot native element so that we can have the element reference to that particular canvas. Alright, because out there only I want to show all the data, and then I'll have the properties which will be available in this object. So the first one will be the type, which is of type line. Alright, and then we will have the data set, and then we will have the data, and after the data we will have some options. Alright, so we will start with the data first. Now in the data we can have the labels. So the labels I'll pass, and then I'll have a data set. You can have the dynamic data set also, but first you need to understand which things you need to pass dynamically out here. So it will be an array of items. You can have multiple lines also, but out here I'm going to show only a single line. So I'll have only one object out here where I'm going to pass the label as COVID rate. Alright, Now in the labels array, I'm going to pass all the labels. So I've already copied it up from my source code which I've already shared with you. Now out here what I'm passing is Jan. I'm starting from actually Jan 2020 because in India from Jan 2020 it was hardly there was any effect of COVID. So Jan 2020, then Feb up till December 2020. Then we have March 2021 when again the cases rised up, and then till June we have a lot of cases. So we'll be having a lot of cases. This is May right now, but till June I'm just checking it out. All right, so what is the graph between that period of time? I'll pass certain values out here and we'll make a graph within that. All right, so we need to pass the exact value, say like in Jan what value did I had, and in the February also. So whatever number of array or items that I'm passing out here, I need to pass the values in the same number only, otherwise this will create a problem. So where I'm going to pass that data? Well, I'm going to pass it out here in the data set only, but before that I need to perform some things. Say like, let's first check it out, and for checking this out I'll pass the data value at first. I think that will be a good thing, then we will work with the other stuffs. So I'll pass some data. So initially it was 0, then 10, then 25. It was rising till March, it was too much. Then in April also it was higher. Then in May it got little lesser. Then in the June also little lesser. July again it got increased a bit, and it was almost static to some time. And that's how the graph is, as you can see out here. All right, and this is how we can pass the values in the x-axis and y-axis, and out here I'm just passing the label. You can change it as you like. All right, now let's work on some design. So out here I'll pass fill to be false because I don't want to pass anything called fill. This is how we need to pass. Now the background color which I need to pass is FFF. Now you can see this background color of this box has changed to white color. Earlier it was little medium size color or light gray color. All right, and then what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to paste few more properties. You can just get it from my code which I've already shared. The link is out there in the description for creating this up. All right, and out here what I have passed, the border color to be the reddish color which we had. All right, then the border cap style to be border dash. I don't want to pass any border dash offset. I don't want to work with this. And these are few things. Okay, let me just comment this part up. All right, and let me save it. Now you can see the line color has changed to the reddish one or the primary one which we have passed, and this is coming because we have passed the border color to be of that color. All right, and there are a few stylings out here. Now let's uncomment this one by one. So I'll pass point border color to be of color FFF. If I pass the same color as this one, then this circle, small circles won't come up of this design, and that won't look nice actually. Alright, so this is good. Now the point background color to be of white color, point border width also to be 1. Alright, this is coming up still the same. We hardly see any effect. Now if I hover on it, if I click on any one of those, then you can see the value is also showing up out here. APR, COVID rate 30. Alright, so it is showing the value also out here. Similarly out here also, if you click on these points, then you see the values. Alright, out here also still the same, you can see the values. That's great. So we can see that how responsive it is. It is working as we want. It is showing all the values, and the design is superb, I would say. Now the radius of this point hover, I want it to be 5, background to be the red color, border also to be the primary color, border hover width to be 2, point radius 1, point hit radius to be 10. Let's see the changes. Alright, so out here you can see this pointer, the dot, it is changed a bit and it is looking too nice right now. Earlier it was like just having some spaces out there. Now it's looking pretty nice, and it is still the same, the hovered part. So this is awesome right now. I'm loving it. Now the next thing, now if you want to straighten it up, you have to reduce the number of values that you're passing out here. So if you have to reduce this array, then you can see the full value out here, alright, in a straight manner. Otherwise this will be tilted a bit. Now the last thing that we will have is the span gaps, which will be false. Well, if you don't give also, then also I don't think any effect it's gonna make, but still I'm going to pass it. And if you want to learn more about it, you can just check the official documentation of Chartjs, where you will encounter a lot of things. Alright, so out here you can see a lot of values are being shown out here. All the properties are mentioned out here. What is the meaning of it? Everything is defined in details out here. You can just go to this official documentation and just get the knowledge of all of it. Now let's jump back to our design. So this is nicely coming up. The next thing that we need to do is to hide this grid and all the values that are being passed out here, because I don't want to show all of it out here. I just want to show the line. That's it. For that, what I have to do? Well, I have to work with the options. So in the options, what I'm going to pass, at first I'm going to pass responsive to true, so that it will be responsive, and maintain ratio, maintain expect ratio to be false. And why I'm passing this is because if I change the size of it, still it will work nicely. Say like if I don't give this and I want to change the design of it, what I'll do is in the popover, well, after this is done, I'll work with the canvas, and out there I'll pass height to be 70 pixels and make it important. Now you will see the changes. So now you can see this is looking pretty ugly, which I don't want to be. For that, what I'm going to do, I'll just uncomment this too. Alright, this has got a bit flatter. Now in order to have a proper design, I'm going to pass another property called plugins, where I'm going to pass legend to be display to false. Let's check it out. Alright, now it is looking better, but actually that plugin display false is basically for removing this COVID rate, and now this expected ratio, I think it's working to some extent, which is good actually. Alright, now the next thing that we need to work with is these scales, because I want to remove this x-axis and y-axis values. For that I'll use scales. Within that I'm going to work with the x-axis and y-axis, so I'll simply paste it in order to save some time. And now I'll just explain you guys. So out here in the x-axis I'm just passing the grid and display to false, and the border, draw border, I'm passing it to false. Let's say if I don't give this, what will happen? Out here also I'll not give this, then what will happen? Even I'll comment this ticks also, and let's see what happens. Only I'm displaying to false. I'm just passing display to false for the grid. So let's check it out what all things get hidden. Alright, you can see the grid within this is hidden. Now I need to hide these borders also. Alright, these borders and these values. So this ticks, if I set it to false, the display within that, the values will disappear. There you go, the values has disappeared and the line is taking more width, more height, which is looking pretty nice. Now I want to remove this draw border also, because I don't want to show these lines on the x-axis and y-axis. Alright, now once this is removed, if you still click on it, you can see the value out here. So this is still working, but it's looking pretty nice. So this is the design which we wanted to achieve, and it's almost the same which is out here. Alright, and that's looking pretty nice. So let's check it on our other devices also, say like Samsung Galaxy S5, and reload the page. Alright, the design is coming up and it's looking awesome out here also, still working as expected. Everything is working as expected. That's great. Now let's check it in our, so in the iPhone X also it is looking great. Transitions are also pretty smooth and looking lovely out there also. So with this, we have successfully implemented the line chart in our application, which is very responsive and awesome design, and the animations are also pretty good. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you have not subscribed the channel yet, please do it. And I'll bring up a lot more interesting videos. For the next part, we will cover up the shrinking header, how this can be achieved. So stay tuned to the channel, and with this I'll wrap up this video here. So see you guys in the next video, which will be coming really soon. So thank you very much, guys.